Those 25% auto tariffs went into effect at midnight on all Canadian-made vehicles.
He's announced a 25% tariff on all cars imported into the United States from the 2nd of April.
A 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff.
We will build an all-in Canada network for auto manufacturing.
Under election year pressure, Washington demanded factories come home, no excuses. Tariffs became threats. Policy turned into ultimatums: build in America or suffer. Corporations pledged loyalty on camera, but behind closed doors, they looked north. Because while tariffs were meant to protect U.S. jobs, they've backfired, igniting a tug-of-war between politics and profit. American manufacturers aren't fleeing to Asia. They're fleeing next door, to Canada. Ford is shifting its heavy Super Duty trucks to Ontario. Tesla is producing its critical new batteries in Quebec. What began as a patriotic industrial revival has turned into a cross-border standoff, Washington versus its own industries, and a once loyal ally refusing to bend. For decades, the US and Canada built cars as if the border barely existed. 1 in 10 American vehicles already rolled out of Canadian plants, with parts and engines flowing back and forth daily. That invisible supply chain was the quiet backbone of Detroit's success. Now, tariffs have weaponized it. Factories in Michigan and Ohio suddenly face impossible math: absorb billions in new costs, or uproot and restart in Ontario. Ford alone reports an $800 million tariff hit in one quarter, projected to swell into billions next year. Tesla has taken hundreds of millions in losses, wiping out profits and driving its stock down nearly 20%. Executives warn, every new model now carries a hidden price bomb under the hood. On the ground, it's devastation. Auto towns across Michigan, Ohio, and Illinois are hollowing out. Plants that once thundered with assembly lines now echo with silence. Diners, barbershops, dealerships, gone. Families pack up and leave. Entire communities collapse when a factory goes dark. What was supposed to save the American heartland is instead gutting it, one shuttered plant at a time. And the pain spreads to drivers. With core parts now taxed at 25%, automakers say the cost of a US-built car has jumped nearly $6,000. Dealers are passing much of that to buyers. The average new car is suddenly $4,700 more expensive. That affordable family SUV? Out of reach. That construction workers' pickup? A dream deferred. Tariffs meant to protect workers are pricing Americans out of American cars. For millions of households, mobility itself is turning into a luxury, a privilege instead of a birthright in a nation built around the automobile. Meanwhile, Canada is rolling out the welcome mat. Ottawa is offering massive incentives, hundreds of millions to Ford, over $1 billion to Tesla, plus cheap clean hydropower and lightning-fast permits. For CEOs, it's irresistible. Ontario hasn't seen this kind of industrial boom in decades, while U.S. towns across the Great Lakes fall silent. The fallout reaches beyond autos. Coca-Cola, Heinz, Campbell's, even Walmart are shifting supply lines north to escape tariffs. Piece by piece, U.S. companies are moving wherever they can to survive. The damage ripples outward, small businesses shutter, real estate collapses, school budgets shrink. This isn't just a policy shift. It's a slow-motion blight across Main Street. Economists now warn the trade war is tipping the U.S. toward recession. Inflation is climbing, Wall Street is whiplashed, and whispers of a Trump recession are hitting front pages. Critics, even inside his own party, call it the largest peacetime tax hike in American history, a self-inflicted wound that could cost trillions. Canada, once Washington's closest ally, now stands firm as an equal. Prime Minister Mark Carney insists Canada will not be a junior partner. Canadians rally behind him, boycotting U.S. goods and celebrating their industrial revival. Globally, allies are redrawing trade routes, building networks that bypass America. The U.S., once the architect of global commerce, is finding itself isolated. The irony is painful. The Made in USA label was supposed to symbolize strength. Instead, tariffs have weakened the industries they were meant to protect, pushed investment across the border, and raised costs for every American family. The trade war promised revival. Instead, it delivered retreat. And the question now is simple: How much more can America afford to lose?